Hello, in this video today I will be ranking the free films in Sony's Spider-Man universe: Venom, Venom Let There Be Carnage, and Morbius. First of all, I have to say it is weird that this universe is called Sony's Spider-Man universe, even though Spider-Man is basically not in these free films at all, other than being mentioned in the Morbius post-credit scene and being seen via the news in the Venom Let There Be Carnage post-credit scene. Spider-Man is not in these free films, even though they're about characters who are Spider-Man's villains in the comics. But coming in last place, number 3, we have Morbius, a film that I find to be a rather bizarre misfire, because first of all, this film is a mess when it comes to its story. It is lacking in characters that we really care about. The action scenes and visual effects are not good at all. The final battle in the film during the third act is bafflingly bad. I laughed out loud during this scene because it's set in a dark location and the camera's constantly moving, so you cannot tell what is going on. It is comical how bad this scene is. Plus, the marketing strategy that Sony used for this film is weird. They had this shot included in one of the trailers where you see a poster of Spider-Man on a wall, and then there are scenes of Vulture, aka Adrian Toomes from Spider-Man Homecoming, interacting with Morbius that are actually not in the final film at all. In the trailers, it seems like the Vulture will be interacting with Morbius in the film. That doesn't happen. It only happens in the post-credits scene, which, by the way, is really, really bizarre. Because first of all, the post-credit scene says that Doctor Strange's spell from Spider-Man No Way Home actually caused people from that universe to go to another universe, even though that's never at any point implied in Spider-Man No Way Home. In Spider-Man No Way Home, it's established that what Doctor Strange does at the end of the film is send everyone back to the universe that they came from. Not that this spell also sends people from Universe 616 to a different universe. Plus, in this Morbius post-credit scene, we see that in this different universe, not the universe of the MCU, the Vulture somehow has the same suit that he has in the MCU Spider-Man films, even though this is a different universe. And then Vulture says, "I was here because of Spider-Man." Morbius says, "Interesting." I don't know what Sony is trying to set up with this post-credit scene. It's really bizarre. On top of that, this film honestly feels like a comic book film that would have come out back during the early 2000s. This comic book film feels like it would have come out at the same time as the first X-Men film, or Blade, or Spider-Man 2002. Morbius feels like an early 2000s comic book film made back during the time when there weren't very many comic book movies out. But the reality is this movie came out in 2022, and yet it does not feel at all like a modern comic book film. And then coming in at number 2, we have Venom, which certainly has some entertainment value. There are some entertaining action scenes. The dynamic between Venom and Eddie can be pretty fun, but this movie is also a mess when it comes to its story. The villain is not good at all, and once again, the final battle is, really bad. It's bizarre to me how bad the ending battle of this film truly is, because it's set in a dark location, and on top of that, you have two dark symbiote creatures, basically creatures that look like they're made of goo, fighting each other. It is completely incomprehensible. You have no clue what's going on, so it literally just turns into noise. It can easily give you a headache watching it. It's so bad. And in first place, we have Venom Let There Be Carnage, which I actually saw in the theaters. Now, I'm not going to say this is a great film, because it's not. There's a good amount of problems with this film, for sure. But for me personally, I got a lot of entertainment value out of this film. I think the best way to describe Venom Let There Be Carnage is it's a fun popcorn film that's dumb fun. That's, I think, the best way to describe it. Because if we look at this film from a more objective standpoint, it's honestly not that good. But I think it's the best out of these three films anyway, just because it's the most entertaining and the least messy out of all three of these films. So that'll be it for this video.